A24 is back again to deliver a unique twist on the murder mystery genre. Everyone's saying they love this movie. It has like a 92% at the time of recording this video on Rotten Tomatoes. I like the movie. I didn't love it though. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today we're going to be discussing Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. This is about a group of rich 20-something-year-olds who plan a hurricane party at a remote family mansion. A party game turns deadly though in this fresh and funny look at backstabbing fake friends and one party gone very, very wrong. It stars the likes of Amandla, Stenberg, Maria Bakalova, Rachel Sennott, Pete Davidson, Lee Pace, and some others, as well as directed by Halina, Reijn, which I'm probably mispronouncing, and I very much apologize for that. So let's talk about Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. A24 is personally my favorite film studio out there right now. They make original, unique movies. Some I love, some I don't, and a lot of people hate, which is the truth. But when it comes down to Bodies, 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 this is the movie I stayed very far away from for the most part. I didn't see a single trailer for it. I only saw the main poster for the movie, and I heard a lot of good things about it. Every person I heard about that saw it last week or the week before during other screenings or just in general other events all said they loved it and were flipping out about it, but I didn't know much about it going in. I just heard a slasher murder mystery, but I checked my expectations at the door, and going in to check your expectations at the door, this is not a slasher movie. I wouldn't even pertain this to being a horror film. There's horror elements to it for sure, but this is definitely more of a murder mystery that is a satire on Generation Z young adults, and especially in the timeline that we are in now and certain things going on in our pop culture lives, particularly when it dives into social media and everything of those events. And that's where I think the film really lands its avenue, and we're going to discuss that. But what I do want to say, guys, if you are new here and you do like talking movies, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, because I have lots of different reviews coming up soon, as well as some A24 videos, which if you're a fan of A24, that is definitely going to be for you, as well as leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Are you excited for this movie? Are you not? Let's discuss it down there. Starting with my pros, let's jump into my film appreciation about why I did like and really loved certain elements to this movie. And the biggest pro I do want to give this film is the way that the film is actually shot. Now, from what you can see in the poster itself, the film uses a lot of glow sticks, lights, and certain things like that, because the whole point of this is when they play Bodies, 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 the lights go off, someone gets poked, and they say that they're dead. But what happens when they actually wake up and someone did die? What do they do from that standard? And that is one thing, because what if the power does go out? The power does go out in this, and when it did, and the lights are shut off, and the way that they actually shot these scenes, I thought was going to be kind of a gimmick and not really work out. And I was really hoping that it wasn't going to be the entire film, but God, what a risk it was, and an amateur filmmaker would have absolutely ruined this. But thankfully, because of who they had behind the scenes working this, from a director, cinematographer, and all the crew, absolutely deserves a standing ovation from this film. And I say that because I was absolutely impressed in the way that they shot all these sequences in the house at night with the lights off and having to use really much just rely on glow sticks, flashlights, and phone lights. And that is very, very risky, but they made it work and actually contained a very thrilling adventure that actually had you looking, is there something behind this person? Is there something behind that person? And you continually look throughout the entire movie playing a guessing game to what is going on and who might be the next victim. And I loved the way that they really filled the eerie nature of it all, specifically in this giant family mansion, and the way that they really bring it about and make the mansion itself a character in its own, and all of the lights a character of its own right inside all the other actors that are in this movie. And again, a bravo is big standing ovation for all those. The next thing I want to discuss is the performances in here, because I think each and every one of the performances was stellar. Particularly, I think Maria Bakalova and Rachel Sennott are absolutely the two big standouts for me in here. Let's start with talking about Maria Bakalova, who starred in Borat's subsequent sequel that came out, a couple of years ago, which she was fantastic in. But I was worried that she was going to be a one-trick pony from that movie, and thankfully you can see here that she is not. She is an absolute bona fide star, and I loved it. She gives a really emotional performance and actually is the one character that you come to really care about throughout the entire story, and I was really impressed with that. As well as Rachel Sennott, who I was thoroughly impressed with within Shiva Baby. I love that movie with such a high passion, and thankfully it was great to see that she turns in another fantastic performance here. And really what she does so well is play off the satirical nature of all of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Because while this is a murder mystery comedy with some horror elements to it, it is also a satire towards the entire Gen Z culture itself, and Rachel is right damn strict in the middle of it all, and I loved it. I loved the jokes they play around with her, and Rachel did a great job with it. Amandla Stenberg is phenomenal as well. I wish they gave a little bit more development to her character. I think there was some stuff that you find out throughout the movie, but there was just not enough to really dive into her character fully. And Chase Wonders, Myha'la, Herrold are also great and have some great moments, but the other two I want to give a shout out to is Lee Pace, who just does a really good job for the role he's in, and Pete Davidson. I think what we need to give Pete is credit, because I think this guy actually shows his strengths in this movie, not just from a comedic standpoint, but also some dramatic avenues as well, so a shout out must be done for that. Again, like I mentioned, the twists and turns they had in here, I had a lot of fun with, and I couldn't stop smiling throughout this entire movie and just having a blast with it. But man, did I find this film predictable. Maybe that comes down to being some of the reasons of why I didn't love this movie. With that said, let's dive into my issues. I found this movie I liked it, but I also don't think any of my issues really sway me from being to loving it. I think sometimes you just go and enjoy a movie and you see it and you're like, that was a lot of fun. I really liked that. I just didn't love it. And I don't exactly know what it is. I dug the vibe, I dug the story, I dug the score, I dug the characters. And really much when it comes down to my only cons, the only two things that I have an issue with is one thing of it being a little bit too predictable. When I saw the reveal, I said to myself, literally at the end of the movie, I'm like, I knew it. Because right as the first kill happened, I had a prediction in my head. I'm like, it's probably this. No, there's no way they'll do it. Then the movie plays out, and as certain things and other people start to die, and there starts to become narrowing down, okay, it's got to be this person, this person, this person, or this person. When you come around playing that, it comes down to the point where you're like, okay, well, it's got to be this person. And it was a little bit too predictable in my eyes for that personally. Again, it's going to be swayingly different for every single person who watches this, but what I will give it is if you watch this movie, and this is a brilliant piece of the movie, is they teach you throughout the first act of this movie what each character is. Who's a liar, how they lie, and how they work, how they tick, how they talk, and that all goes down to their performances, which when you start watching the movie and certain things come about, you can tell when someone's lying. You can tell when someone's a backstabber. You can tell when someone's doing something wrong. And I really love that they were able to do that. So even though I loved a lot of elements to it, and specifically the performances and some of the stuff behind the scenes, finding out that's a little bit too predictable, it didn't ruin the movie for me, but it also didn't blow my mind away. I also don't even think they missed out on anything in particular. The only other issue I really had with the movie is I do think it's a little bit strung out too long. I think 10 to 15 minutes could have been cut from the film to make it even a little bit more shorter, to really tighten up the entire runtime. But again, this is a movie that I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it, and I think a lot of you guys are going to find the same thing here too. So Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is a wildly entertaining, bloody ride that I wanted to love, but I left just liking. Its performances are crazy good, and the camera work is so damn engaging, specifically in the way that the director really directed the entire movie. Risky move to do what they did in this film, but the way that they shot it really brings the murder mystery to life, and I had fun with this satire comedy that has some horror moments to it, and the horror moments are cool. I just wish there was a little bit more to the movie, I think. And I think that's where I kind of just go down about in saying I had fun. And that's about it. Some movies you go and have fun. Some movies you have more thought-provoking events to it. And some movies you absolutely love. This is just not one that I totally loved myself, but I can understand if other people do. So with all that said, I'm going to give Bodies, Bodies, Bodies a B. Liked it. I can't wait to see it again. Maybe I'll like it even more the second time around, but thank you guys again so much for watching this. I hope you guys do enjoy this review. Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Comment down below your favorite A24 movie so far for 2022. And if you're interested in seeing films early, make sure to head on over to Samsung Films on how to see films early. But of course, until next time, stay classy.